Let me know if this is you too. I tend to do things or venture into things where people find impractical, such as this children illustration book project. This is only one example. There's me pursuing social media, advocating, modeling, and there's still a few more ideas in my head. But you know what? Without this experience, I would never have had the experience that I've had. So I'm actually very grateful for it, and I'm excited about what's going to come next. To be honest, I really enjoy it. It's helping me find my purpose, connecting with other people. It's like 6 o'clock in the evening now, and everything is like pitch black outside. That's the thing about winter. Everything just gets so dark very quickly. You do one thing and it's like the whole day is gone. Look, it's literally pitch black. So right, I just had a thought about 5-10 minutes ago that a lot of the times when I start new projects, I am actually just winging it most of the time. I mean, I would do some research here and there, and if I'm not sure about something, I would go onto Google and these days ChatGPT and ask questions, find out what the next steps are. They only give you some guidance, very good guidance actually. People are using their own creative process and their own process of doing things. You have your own way of thinking and you have your own way of creating your own process. Of course, there are some best practices and things like that that I try to work with, and they are there for a reason because it's possibly the most effective ways and the most logical ways of way of doing things. That's why I realized that as I'm working on this project, I am winging it while I am doing my research and doing my own chemistry, come up with my own process, because we all process things differently, while trying to make sure that I am following some of the guidance and some of the framework that has been there for decades and decades, because writing a book is not something that is new, right? People have done it before and the process was there for a reason. So I am not going to like reinvent the wheel, but possibly do it in a way whereby I will make mistakes and learn from it, while trying to make sure that I also follow the Amazon KDP guidelines and maybe some other ones that I don't realize that I need to follow yet. So I don't kind of like double work, or halfway through the project I'm like, oh shit, I've done all this wrongly and I need to redo, because that will kind of like dampen my mood, demotivate me, and I possibly would be like, fuck it, chuck this aside, let me rest, recuperate, and come back to this project a month after. So yeah, what I'm going to work on now is to open my flat plan again, the one that I've downloaded, the template that I've downloaded, read through the 1005 word story that I have written, see how I can group them together, and possibly this will give me a mental plan on how I can shorten the story to 500 words. And here I go thinking that children's book is actually easy. Let me tell you, it's actually not. And if you're doing it by yourself, you need a lot of grit and determination to make sure that you keep on going. That's why I'm starting this channel. It's literally keeping myself accountable. So I told myself to spend a few hours just to sit down and read the story, scroll through it very quickly, then start grouping them together onto my flat plan. So now my story is too long. It has another additional 2 more spreads. My system was to read through my story, try to visualize every spread and group them into pages, which is what I've done. The gold standard is 32 pages. There are numerous reasons, and one of the reasons that I've read is the attention span of a child is just not there to go through anything that is over 32 pages. Another reason is just budgeting. So I'm not quite sure what to do. Should I move on with this and start illustrating? Then once I have that extra 2 page, or as I work on it, I know where to shrink. Or should I think of a solution now? I am not quite sure what to do. Let me know what you think. I will need to keep looking at my flat plan and see how I can absorb the 2 page into my story. So I have written everything down, like chapter 1, what's the scene. Some of them I've written down how the scene is going to look like and what's the action, and the same here. So the last one is this, chapter 6 additional spread. So I will need to find and look for a solution to see how I can shrink this down and absorb these two spreads into what I have available here, which can be quite challenging. But at the same time, the word count, I would visualize that it's not going to be a lot, but I am not a 5-year-old, so I am not sure what is a lot and what is sufficient. Something to think about. It's 8 o'clock and I am like fucking tired now. I've been working since like 11 in the morning. If you guys want to consider doing content for a living, try to venture into other possibilities of income or pursuing your interest, you need to consider all this. I think as long as you're moonlight and try to do other things outside of your full-time job, this is what you will experience. I'm not complaining. I think I have learned a lot and I think I am learning a lot, mostly from trying to pursue other things. Now I am learning to embody all these parts of me into what I'm doing. There are a lot of perks to it. It's just something for you to consider. It has taught me grit and determination because I have learned that it's not about pursuing the money. It's about pursuing the purpose in life. I am such a wise sage. I was thinking to myself last night, trying to look for a solution on how to absorb that 2 extra spreads from my flat plan. I don't have a solution, but I have a thought that maybe instead of putting the copy like a conventional book, like just write it down like in paragraphs or sentences, I can have a full illustration and have copies of dialogue dotted around the book. So it becomes like a treasure hunt. When a reader is looking at the picture, they will be like, oh, the boy is here and the boy is talking about this. There are like other little small elements in the illustration that forms the story of that page. And it might become more interactive and more fun this way. Maybe I am now contemplating, should I spontaneously do this and let's see how it goes. I'm curious because I've done some research last night and I've not seen any as of yet. What I've seen was comic strip style, whereby it comes in like, well, you guys know how comic looks like, but I don't really want a comic style children illustration book. I want it in spreads, like a full spread of one image. I mean, yeah, we can play around with it first and see how it looks like and find a solution as we go. How did I introduce myself last week? I can't remember how I introduced myself last week. And as a model, I have learned that Right, my name is Eli and I am a model and also a person living with scoliosis. Since becoming a model and as a person living with scoliosis, I've realized that I have faced some challenges with body image. So obviously the next thing to do is to share it publicly. But by doing so, it has taught me that no two paths are the same. Everyone goes through life differently, hence the scenic route. That is why I am inspired to write a children's book about it. So if you stumble on this video, thank you very much. I hope you get something out of it because it's also a learning journey for myself. Give it a subscribe because I would really appreciate it and it would help me a lot as a new channel. I'll see you guys next week.